Hi, this is Sal Jade from the Psychic Healing Academy. Welcome to day 8 of staying motivated and positive while you are manifesting your goals. So yesterday we talked about being able to avoid writing a blank check to the universe by saying, if not this, but what, when you're facing situations of despair and hopelessness and worthlessness when you're working towards your goals and you're feeling like you're blocked. Today, I wanted to talk to you about a really powerful process that I've used with my clients for years and that I use myself whenever I'm experiencing frustration around a particular goal not moving forward. So this can apply to you whether you are an entrepreneur, an artist, a healer, or anything that you're working towards. You can apply this really powerful process towards. Now, I'm borrowing this process a little bit from the very divine Esther Hicks, who wrote Ask and It Is Given. And if you haven't read this book, I highly recommend it. It's a hugely phenomenal, amazing book for being able to have a high vibration while you're manifesting. And the process, and her version of it, she calls it pivoting. And what I kind of call it is, painting a new canvas for the universe to work with. So mine's a bit more artistic, but it's painting a new version of what you can work with your goals for the universe to take and run with and help you with. So the way that this process works is that you're looking at something that isn't working for you. So say, for example, you are really struggling in your current job. Say you're working still in a job that you don't like and you've got frustrations with it, and yet you have to do it to maintain your dream, or maybe you've got a bit of debt or you're paying stuff off, and so you have to still kind of be doing something that you're not enjoying. So instead of focusing and waking up every morning and going, oh my God, I've got to go to this horrible job that I hate, or, I've got to go and do this thing, look at your life and say, okay, I know what it is I don't want. So what is it that I do want? So I worked with a client for years who had a really horrible work environment, and she was constantly coming to see me because she was feeling just so crushed and bitterly disappointed and disempowered by working with people who constantly kind of left her in the dark and, would sneak off and run off and do meetings and made it really difficult for her to do her job. How can you change this? By looking at it and saying, well, what is it I do want? I don't want to work in an environment. We know that. We know we don't want to work with these people that behave dishonorably towards you and make it difficult for you to do your job. But what is it you do want? And so we worked through this, she wanted to work in a positive environment where the people she worked with really loved and appreciated her, and they welcomed her every day that she walked through the door. So with your particular goals, look at them and say, what is it that I do want when you're facing a particular blockage? So one of the most common blockages that I've seen my clients and students have is the financial blockage. So particularly when you're trying to start a business, or you're really trying to attract more clients, or more people buying your services, and you're not getting enough, and so you're feeling like, oh my God, I just really want more money. Okay, and you're sort of saying, oh, I'm so sick of having no money. I'm sick of working so hard and not having enough money. And the energy that this puts out into the universe can block you, because you really, and I'm sure you've probably heard this before, like the more you focus on it, the worse the situation will get. So in these moments, it's really helpful to just say to yourself, right, okay, that's it. Okay, I'm very aware, of what I don't want. I've been complaining about it internally for quite a while now. And, yes, I don't want to be surviving from bill to bill. I don't want to be constantly worrying about where my money's coming from. So what is it I do want? And asking that question. Now, often, and I'm just going to give a little warning here, often what can happen is then you might start going, well, I want to win $10 million, and that's a great solution. But any of you who have ever worked with abundance probably know that necessarily winning $10 million overnight might not necessarily work out. As you've probably heard, there's plenty of stories of people, I think the percentage is something like over 90% of people who have these big lotto wins end up broke by a certain stage because they haven't actually learned how to manage money, and they haven't learned how to, be comfortable with abundance. So instead of just, flying out there with those super big goals, like I want to win $10 million, you can try by saying, I would like some more peace in my financial affairs. Because when you give the universe an instruction like this, like, I want more peace in my financial affairs, instead of like a big specific amount, then you're creating an opening space for spiritual growth for yourself. And one thing I know about working with the universe is if you're holding a space of some kind of spiritual growth as a benefit and not just give me, like treating the universe like a supermarket, then the universe will completely step up to the plate and help you out. Because you're actually saying, look, for my better and higher good, I'd really like some peace in my financial affairs. So I started doing this myself some years ago when I first kicked off doing my How to Be Psychic course and all my psychic development training courses. And in the beginning, it was very, very, slim pickings. It was difficult to get my name out there. There wasn't a lot of people signing up, and I was quite ignorant about marketing and quite afraid of marketing. And so, I really didn't like being sleazy, salesy. And so I got to this point where, I think it took me nearly 6 months to do How to Be Psychic. So that was a lot of my unpaid time and effort, and energy. And I released it and I wasn't seeing much results, and I could see myself just getting so frustrated and so unhappy. And so, what was the point? All that work, all that effort, and, now it's coming to nothing. And I remember getting to that point when I was washing the dishes. Stuff comes to me when I'm washing the dishes or in the shower. It must be water. But where I went, okay. And I remembered this pivoting exercise, and I remembered, my own lessons of what I teach with my clients. And I said, if not this, then what is it I want? What is it I want? And I went in and I really thought, well, I want my courses to reach as many people as need them. I want all the work and effort I put into to inspire people and for them to want to learn more from me. And obviously, I want to feel financially comfortable. I want it to be bringing in regular income that I feel like I can rely on. Now, making those small little goals was enough to set me off to the next level, where I discovered, and again, the way this works, these strategies just kind of came into my life, ways to connect with my students and take my courses to another level and get to the point now where, my 3 biggest courses are on the front page of Udemy. They're on the front page of my subsection. And that's simply because I really decided I wasn't going to fall into despair. So for you, in the next 24 hours, and actually I'm going to say longer. I'm demanding more of you. Longer than 24 hours. Over the next week or the next 2 weeks, every time you feel frustrated that something's not moving forward for you and you can feel yourself going into your stuff, just stop and go, okay, I know what it is I don't want. What is it I do want? I don't want, if you can feel yourself going, I can't attract any, I'm doing this and doing that and I'm doing all this and I'm not getting any readings. Okay, if you're a reader out there, then say, okay, what is it I want? I want to attract 5 readings a week. I want to be booked out 3 weeks in advance. So really go in and just say, what is it I do want? And if, that old nightmare despair comes back to bite you on the bum, just stop and say, what is it that I do want? I don't want this anymore. I don't want to keep thinking about, what's frustrating me. I want to be thinking about what I actually want. And you might surprise yourself, like I said, by going deeper and deeper. And if you feel like, well, I've already said this. I've already said I want 5 new clients a week and, it hasn't happened. Then again, default to the very, very basic, most, profound healing saying, which is, I just want peace in my financial affairs. I want peace in my career. Like that, the peace option will always shift things for you. So thank you for joining me. I'm Sal Jade from the Psychic Healing Academy, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow for day 9. Thank you.